Hey everybody, welcome to Italian Update number 5. Today I just wanted to go over a couple things, and basically what I did the last month of June. June was a good month for us, for anyone that's watching. Basically a good month for me in Italian. So I just wanted to go over what happened there, some thoughts, why it got better, what I need to do better, and then things I've improved on. So stick around. You're not going to want to miss this, or maybe you would. I don't know. Anyways, so active immersion, passive immersion. How'd I do this last month of June? Did pretty well. I didn't actually calculate the average, but I did get 19 hours and 52 minutes of immersion this last month, as you see here. All the way, a pretty big day with 2 hours and 45 minutes. I don't remember what I did that day, but that was pretty fun. Yeah, so how did that happen? Well, basically, I went over some rules for myself on what I spend my time on and blah, blah, blah. I figured out that the majority of my English content could be switched out. I mean, I was wasting time watching English content. There's still English content that I love to watch and I need to watch to make it feel like my days have been productive. A lot of it is, philosophy, blah, blah, blah. Just weird, nerdy things I'm interested in. And a lot of it's hard to understand in Spanish or Italian. So I go to English, and there's, specific channels for that I have to watch in English. Anyways, with all that being said, I did make myself a set of rules that limited the time I spend watching English content. So basically the rule is during the day, I can only watch English content if I'm like eating or something. So if I eat breakfast or lunch, I can watch it then. I only give myself 30 minutes for breakfast, 30 minutes for lunch, so I can only watch it then. And then I can watch it after 10 p.m. Other than that, I watch nothing else in English. And that's kind of helped this month. So, the last, I don't know exactly what day I started doing that. It must have been towards the middle of the month. And that helped increase the amount of time. After that, I didn't fully record these days that you see here, the 22nd to 28th. I'm guessing it was only 10 minutes a day. It might have been more, but I just didn't get time to record what I did that day. I think I was just speaking and talking to people and getting ready for my vacation over here. So that was it's been kind of a weird last 2 weeks. So yeah, I mean, that new format's really helped me in terms of, actually getting my reading done and my listening. So let me just go to my tracker total. So this is updated until, I'm actually recording this pretty late. I got COVID the last week, so I didn't really do anything. I was supposed to come back from my vacation and record this update, but then I got sick, so I didn't really record it. So it's the 13th. Up to now, we have 75 hours, so that's 10% of the way of our goal. Not as well as I would love it to be, but you got to work with what you got. Ready to study at 19 minutes, gonna be 20 minutes. I'm really trying to get this ready to study up. So I know I calculated if I wanted to finish the 700 hours this year, I would require 4 hours a day of immersion. We're still pretty far away from that goal, but incremental progress is the goal, is the plan. And especially this these new rules I've set on the amount of English content I consume during the day has been helping. I've noticed that I've actually been enjoying my Italian content and listening much more, because I realize, hey, I can always put off my English listening until later. This is not a chore. This is something I'm trying to get into the routine of becoming a habit, and that's really helped. So so that's one change that I made this month that I know is going to help me going forward. I just need to stick to the rules, and I've been doing that pretty well so far. So it's sustainable, and I have high hopes for that. So that being said, let's go to our reading. Last month I read a lot. I read almost 50,000 words here and added 3,000 known words to my Italian total, and I'm closing on 12,000 known words here in Link. So, I mean, with this 3,000, I'm guessing it was around 8,000 last month. I didn't actually check. With 12,000 known words, how's my reading comprehension? I'd say my reading comprehension is pretty good. It's getting to the point where on some pages I'm only, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 words. So let me just go into this book I'm reading. It's called Deep Work. And I'll show you what the stats are on it. I'm guessing they're mostly around 25% unknown words in each chapter here, which is pretty decent considering that I'm not, fluent in Italian. I've only been reading pretty seriously for about 3 months. And yeah, with 12,000 known words, with including conjugations and everything, you can read pretty well in Italian, and it's the speed isn't that slow for me. So as you see here, you can see 18%, 23%, 16%, 18%. So once you get to around 85%, 80% known words, reading does get exponentially faster, especially because a lot of these words are conjugations of previous words that you've already learned, or they're synonyms or blah, blah, blah. So they're not actually unknown words. They're just words I haven't seen in context reading before. You can easily guess the known word, and that actually increases my reading speed. So that's been pretty fun. And I expect it to get a lot better. I think by the time I hit 20,000 words, we'll see pretty exponential progress coming from reading. Right now, it's been pretty well. The words that I read, I actually hear in Immersion, but not too often. But that being said, I actually can understand Immersion things better. I see the reinforcing cycle of reading and listening, reading and listening, reading and listening. So my only flaw right now is making that a consistent thing. And I guess that's been my only flaw in language learning, or the biggest flaw of mine in language learning, and I guess in life, just being consistent. So I don't know. I guess this is like what would you say? A kind of a call to be more consistent, actually seeing progress come in, and actually feeling that reading is reinforcing the listening and listening is reinforcing the reading. I've had that in Spanish, but not to this level, because in Spanish I barely read. As I mentioned before, all I did was listen and speak to people in Spanish, and that actually helped. So, but in terms of reading, I think my Italian reading is gonna get a lot better pretty soon. To 20,000 words, I don't know how many months it's gonna take, but we'll see. The progress is still going pretty strong. I'm trying to aim to read 5,000 words a day, and then I'm going to see how many known words that'll add. And yeah, I'm hoping the next update next month is just going to be a good, solid update that I can bring, lots of immersion time in and lots of reading time in. And yeah, I mean, we'll see how that feels. So I'm just going to talk about a little bit about what I could do better in Italian right now, specifically on output and stuff like that. My pronunciation does need a lot of work, I think. It's one thing that I don't feel comfortable making the sounds yet, even though a lot of the sounds are in English and in Spanish. It doesn't have the correct intonation, I think. So I think listening is going to help with that, and I'm focusing on trying to listen to the intonation when I'm listening, and trying to copy little phrases here and there. If someone says andare a scuola, I'll say it myself. I'll be like andare a scuola with their accent, with their intonation. Just try and get those little phrases into the patterns of my speaking, and kind of make it become me. So that's one thing I'm working on. It's not a lot of heavy cognitive load to try that, and it doesn't take too much time. And it's something that I could do increase the amount of concentration in my listening, right? So that's one thing. And yeah, what's another thing? I think I could try and find more enjoyable content. I think I've been relegated to just watching content that is sort of interesting, but not typically what I'd watch, and just easier content just to try and, facilitate the learning process, the I+1, blah, blah, blah process. So I think I could start getting into more detailed, interesting content. I try to watch a show called The Boys. I don't know if any of y'all have watched The Boys. It's pretty funny. I love it. It's on Amazon Prime. They have very, very good dubs of the original show in Spanish and Italian. So I might go back and watch that, try to add to some, listening hours and all that, but we'll see. That's the kind of content I'm trying to get into now, because, what I've been doing has been working, especially on the comprehension front. I do want to start getting to harder content, more interesting content. So I can, work on that. Now, in terms of like what I've improved on, I feel better in my comprehension. I've actually increased what I can understand, what I'm enjoying, and I feel more confident in the language overall. And that just comes from reading and listening. I mean, nothing else. I'm not trying to do anything else special. Even the Anki output thing, the reverse of context thing, it took too much work, so I decided not to do it as much. I mean, I'll look it up here every now and then. I don't really sentence mines right now. So I think in the future, when I really, really want to start outputting, I think that's going to be around September, October. I'm going to start using that reverse of context, Anki method that I mentioned in the last video. But for now, I'm just going to keep it simple, reading and listening. Read 5,000 words a day at the very least, and listen to an hour a day at the very least. But I really need to ramp up this listening, because I make it at this rate of listening to the end of the year, because I really wanted to hit 750 hours by the end of the year. As you can see, I'm only 10% of the way there. We've got less than half the year left. So something needs to change, or I just got to get really a lot more consistent than I know, and something I'm willing to work on, something I am working on. And I just want to make my future self proud that I put all this effort into something that I just love doing. I really do love learning languages. So it's just something that, I don't know, I guess there's also a fear of failure or something. There's a psychological block that I've noticed. Some kind of procrastination. I think there's a book, The War of Art. It's kind of like resistance. You need to do something. You want to do something, but then there's this psychological thing that just makes you procrastinate on what you love to do and what you need to do, and it kind of prevents me from getting better. So if I can overcome the resistance in language learning, then I can overcome the resistance in anything else. So I know language learning is kind of like a microcosm for your journey in life. It's kind of getting too deep here, but still it's something I've noticed. It's one of my callings, I would say. It sounds pretty like new agey now, but not really. I mean, I think your interests are things that really call you to become a better version of yourself. So language learning definitely has always been that for me. So it's something I need to focus in on a lot more, and I don't know, just do better for myself. And yeah, anyways, I ended that video a bit too deep. I don't know if anyone's still listening. I doubt it, but I appreciate anyone that watches, and anyone that's following me, and hopefully you got something from this video. I don't know how long it's been, maybe 10 minutes now. So thanks for listening. So ciao for now, guys.